You know what, Techno? You know what we're gonna do in this episode? I'm gonna count every single time you say a swear, and if you go over 20, then you've been a very bad boy this year, and you're not gonna get anything from Santa Claus.
Fuck.
There you
That's
go.
solid.
That's number one.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Press Start Podcast. We are back again. This is episode 16. As always, I'm joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Clive, aka Quick Freeze 4. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Holiday season should be feeling
Yes.
good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone. And as always, we're joined by MrTechnoSqueek. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah. And we are joined by a guest, and today's guest is Mike, aka Sinistermoon. So, from the Operation Killscreen podcast. So, if you want to talk about that and maybe your YouTube page, let the viewers in on that.
What's up, dudes? Yeah, I have a YouTube page. I'm Sinistermoon on YouTube. Yeah, I haven't been making mini videos lately, but I do plan to get back into it. I mainly do retro games, and every now and then I do some PS3 games and whatnot. But yeah, the main thing that I'm doing right now, the main project that I have going is the Operation Killscreen podcast, which Clive has been on more than anybody now. But yeah, you know, I really enjoy doing podcasts over YouTube because it's so much easier. So much easier.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
sounds good.
So what's your favorite retro system?
Intellivision. Definitely the Intellivision. It's the first console that I had growing up. My dad actually got one for Christmas, actually, because he was at a Christmas party, like a Secret Santa kind of deal, and somebody got an Intellivision in games, and he got a graphic equalizer for his car. And so the person offered to trade him straight across. And at the time, the Intellivision was like a $300 console or so, and the equalizer was maybe worth like $50. So you know, it was a damn good trade. And so he bought a bunch of games for it. And by the time I was 4, the Intellivision actually died, and so he brought it back to life. And I remember playing Night Stalker on a black and white TV. Like when I was 4, and that was like the first video game that I played in my house. So I mean, it was definitely I love the Intellivision, man. I know a lot of people like to diss on the controller and stuff like that, but man, like you get used to that controller, it's not a big thing at all.
I remember once my uncle gave me a broken ColecoVision, and I think it was an Intellivision, and he's like, oh yeah, I used to have these when I was younger, and he gave them to me and my family, and I was very disappointed that they didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the first ColecoVision I bought off of Craigslist didn't work, man. That was a bummer. But, like, I mean, at least I got some games, and I got the add-on module to play Atari games on it. So, you know, I got some good parts and everything out of it. It wasn't a total loss, but that was a letdown because there's this lady with, like, this, 3-year-old kid, and she assured me that it worked, and so I took her word for it, but it didn't work. But whatever, you know. What am I going to do, hunt her down and kick her kid's ass or something, you know? So
I got an Atari 2600 right now. I love the thing.
which model you got?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember, and it's across the room, so I can't get it.
Is it the one that has, like, the wood grain and 4 switches, or?
No, there's no wood grain.
Oh, okay, so it's probably an Atari Junior.
I don't think so. Let me go grab it. You guys keep
Yeah.
talking.
Alright.
Apparently, my dad
That's
has
cool.
some Atari 2600s like tucked away in his like storage. He said he needs to find them. He said he remembered having like 2 or 3 of them with a bunch of games. So I'm like, if you can go in there and find them, I'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think you said one of them is wood grain and then one of them's not. So I want both of those.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, what do you got there?
The whole thing's completely black, has 4 switches on the front, but it doesn't, it just says Atari 2600, it doesn't say Junior or anything on it.
Yeah, that's people call that the Vader model, or Darth Vader, because it's all black, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a good one to have, man. Like, a lot of people seek that model out because it's all black. A lot, people that like the black instead of the wood grain, they go for that, so.
Oh. I love the thing. Right now it has Pitfall in it.
Yeah, Activision, yeah.
Yeah, I love Pitfall.
Back when Activision was still cool.
Alright, Mike, what have you been playing lately?
Well, lately, mostly I've been playing Mario Kart with you and Holly and Pete Dorr and everybody else that is a part of the YouTube gaming community and has that game, obviously. But, yeah, I really enjoy Mario Kart 7. I talked about it briefly in my podcast that, at first I hated the game because I was getting my ass kicked. I was, like, 6th place every time. And I got some good advice from some people. Like, and the good advice was to learn how to drift and how to kind of connect the drifts, because, like, you go out, you're drifting around one corner, you're going to want to connect that to a second drift once you get around that corner, And so as soon as you learn how to really drift in that game and you learn the tracks and everything, then you can actually start kicking some ass. And I mean, I play with a lot of really good players, so, I don't get first every time, but, every now and then I do. So, I mean, that's good enough for me. You win some, you lose some. But, yeah, other than Mario Kart, I just got Super Mario 3D Land, and I've been enjoying that. I really like the remakes of the old music, and the 3D looks good. There's 2 different kinds of 3D in it, and yeah, I can't decide which one I like more, but it's a good game. And then I also got Sonic Generations for the 3DS, and I wasn't really feeling that one all that much because they didn't take the time to make it dual screen like Sonic Colors, because like on the Wii and everything, like Sonic Colors, of course, is one screen, and it looks good and everything. And then they went the extra mile and made a dual screen on, on the DS. But, like, they didn't do that same thing with Sonic Generations. And so I think, like, I haven't played through all Sonic Generations yet, so I can't, like, give, like, a firm opinion on it or anything like that. But I would think that if you were going to buy that game, then you might want to consider buying it on one of the other consoles other than the 3DS, because you're probably going to get the bigger, better graphics on it, since it's not going to be dual screen anyhow. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still like the game though. It's Sonic. It's good. Other than that, I've been going through and I've been playing some of the old games that they gave us for free from the Ambassador program. And, those have been fun or whatever, but, I haven't really played them too much because I've already played them so many times, it's old news for me. So, other than that, I'm a MAME junkie. I like to play MAME on my 42-inch TV as well as my cell phone. I have a HTC Sensation, so I play a lot of MAME on the pooper. But, other than that, I play like cheesy cell phone games. Like I play like Words with Friends and Hanging with Friends and, Angry Birds every now and then. But, yeah, that's about it, really. Like I haven't had much time for gaming, not as much time as I'd like to spend on gaming because, because of the holidays and everything. So.
Y'all done with your Christmas shopping?
Actually, I'm not. It was just horrible, man. Like, I got this gift card for Target hanging out that I need to go buy stuff for the family and everything tomorrow night. I was going to do that tonight, and then I took a nap, and then it's like, oh, well, man, I'll do it tomorrow. But, yeah, that's about it, man. I should be getting some more games for Christmas, of course, and I'm looking forward to that. But, I don't know. What have you guys been playing?
Well, I've been playing Mario Kart 7.
No way.
Right.
Yeah,
of
way.
course.
Shock.
Dude, this game is amazing, dude. Like, I've been playing it for what? Like, how many weeks now? 3?
At least. Something like that.
Yeah, and, like, I just can't put it down. It's very, simple but yet wicked addicting at the same time. Like, I agree with everything, and like Mike says, like drifting is the key to that game. And I recently just got the golden tires, and like I just couldn't get them until I learned how to drift, and then once I did, they were like easy as pie. But I honestly don't like them. Like, I tried them out, and like they give you added speed and added acceleration, but your handling sucks with them. You know, it's like you might as well just keep driving straight, otherwise you're just gonna fall off the edge.
Right.
So, well, I don't know. So I got them, but I think I just went back to my old tires. They're cool, but I'm not gonna use them. Another one I've been playing is Dead Island for the 360. Friend bought it for me for Christmas, so I've been playing with him. And dude, let me tell you, the people in that game are stupid as hell.
I bet.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, the way the game opens up, and if you guys have not played it, these are going to be spoilers, so if you might want to skip ahead if you really are concerned about it. But, like, the game opens up, and, like, they tell you, out of, like, every single human on the entire Earth, for some reason, you're immune to, like, zombie attacks. I'm just like, oh, that's very convenient, you know? And, they just have you going on, like, stupid missions and stuff. They're like, this is the one lady, like, goes up, she's, like, crying her eyes out. She's just like, I left my necklace in my hotel room. Could you go get it? I'm like, no, dude, I'm fighting zombies, man.
Like you really need your necklace.
I know, like, the whole island is being attacked by zombies, and you want me to go retrieve your necklace for what? You know, for anything? I don't know. It was weird, because I actually ended up picking up the necklace by accident, and I didn't even realize it. But, I don't know, every single character in that game is just, they're kind of just stupid and idiotic. They're just like, can you fetch me these spark plugs that are around the corner? It's like, okay, yeah, sure. But, all in all, the game's pretty fun, though. I've been playing with a friend of mine, just beating down the zombies and stuff. I'm playing as the brute character that can just beat people out with all these, like, lead pipes and pull sticks and everything like that. But it's fun. And Dan, I took your advice, and I guess Games of War advice also, and I got Solo Torobo today in the mail.
Yeah.
Along with Tales in the Sky, the Heroes game, and Ulfa Falgana.
Nice.
And I popped in the Solo Torobo CD, and dude, that thing is really good.
Of course. I mean, wait till you play the game. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing it tomorrow because I can't wait. It looks really good, and the soundtrack just really makes me want to play the game. But I got a question for you. That the Ys Ulfa Falgana, that's the third one, right?
Yeah.
Now, before I play it, do I need to play Ys Book 1 and 2?
No, absolutely not. It has no direct continuation to 1 and 2.
Okay.
That's the beauty of it. You just jump in and it kind of takes off.
Okay, because that's I got it today, and it's just like, this is the version of Ys 3, and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't played Ys 1 and 2, so.
It gets confusing because Ys 1 and 2 are on the PSP. Ys Ulfa Falgana is the third one on the PSP, and then it skips to Ys 7 on the PSP. So there's a gap there.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, as long as I don't need to play the first two games, I'm happy with that, so. What about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
Well, after hearing some of the All Gen Gamers talk about this on like old podcasts, I wanted to pop this game back in again, and I played some Wave Race 64 on the Nintendo 64. It's a really awesome game, and like, man, that game visually just really, really holds up well. It's a lot of fun. And I was just playing the stunt mode and just going through all the rings, and that's an amazing game. A lot of fun. And finally, I beat the boss that I was stuck on forever in Final Fantasy 13, and
Nice, dude.
And I'm really happy now because like I've 30 plus hours, and I finally got to the point where they said the game opens up, and man, when the game opens up, it opens up. It's huge. It's gigantic and overwhelming. It's like it almost kind of makes it worth like trudging through all that linearity to get to this like huge, expansive environment. It's just overwhelming. Like, and I'm enjoying that a lot more. As like it's really starting to feel like a Final Fantasy game, and it's the first time in the game that I've been overwhelmed by the environment because it's like, where should I go first? Where do I go?
You're gonna enjoy that area. It's so big, and there's just so much to do in that one
Yeah.
area. It's great.
There's a lot of variety and it's just
There is.
gigantic.
There's a lot of like hunting side missions and stuff.
Yeah, I started doing some of the missions in there. I'm probably gonna get distracted, but yeah. And recently, I finally got a game I've been wanting for quite a while. It's a pretty odd and actually pretty rare game on the PS2, and that is Sky Gunner. But on the PS2, this is a game made by Pixel Art and published by Atlas, and it's a really, really bizarre flight sim game where it's really like an anime kind of flight sim game. It's got a lot of really nice, beautiful anime cutscenes in between, and it's got anime characters. It's got a beautiful, like, cel-shaded graphic look to it. And it's a lot of fun. The biggest problem, though, is that I noticed when I was playing it that it really does suffer from some slowdown issues when there's a lot of stuff going on the screen. I noticed that quite a bit, and it seems to happen when there's just tons of stuff going on, but it's not too bad. It's not to the point where, like, it ruins the game, but it's still an amazing game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Just a really quirky, like, flight sim game. And of course, Clive mentioned it, but I've been playing a lot more Solo to Robo Red the Hunter, making a lot of progress in on that. And I would say I'm about probably halfway through, so really enjoying it. The game's really starting to pick up. I think I'm like towards the climax of the game. I'm really loving that game. And on the PSP, I played a little bit more of Kenkabancho Badass Rumble, which is a open world Japanese beat 'em up, and it's a lot of fun. It's just such a quirky game. It's if you're a fan of beat 'em ups, you should definitely play this game. It's just really addicting, really over the top. It's just a lot of fun. And since I had the urge to play like a first-person shooter, since I haven't played one in forever, I popped in Quake 4, which is a game I picked up a long time ago for like $5, and it's a really early Xbox 360 game. Came out like in 2006 or something, like right after the launch lineup, and you could tell it looks a little dated, but I like ID Software games. Like I played Prey, and I love Prey on the 360, so this is kind of similar to that. So I'm actually pretty enjoying that. It's just typical Quake, typical ID kind of shooter. So that's fun. And speaking of shooters, I started playing a bullet hell shmup, indie shmup on Steam called Jamestown, which was included in the Humble Bundle. And this is a really odd shoot 'em up. Like, it takes place like in the past, like in the colonial times, but it takes place on Mars in the colonial times. And it's just like really bizarre shoot 'em up, but it's actually a really, really high quality bullet hell shmup. So any fans of shoot 'em ups should definitely check that out. And that is actually it. So what about Techno? What has Techno been playing?
Oh, well, today I got Castlevania for my disk drive for my twin Famicom. Been playing a little bit of that, but been mostly playing Yakuza 4 on the PS3, and I'm starting to really like it. At first I was like, but then I got into it more. But I'm still on that first guy that you get to be, so, and been playing some Bloody Roar on my PS3, the first one, and some Jet Moto. And before I stop, whenever I was listening to All Gen Gamers, I forget which episode, I think it was the episode before the one they just put up today, I think, or it might have been 2 back, and Pete's like talking about Jet Moto, and he's like, you can guess it, Jason. And Jason had no idea what the hell he's talking about, and I was screaming at my monitor. I was like, you don't fucking know this, Jason. Ah! I freaking love Jet Moto.
Me too.
But yeah, that's it for me.
It's the time of the podcast where we like to talk about some recent news, and the first thing I want to talk about is the official PlayStation Vita's 25-game North American launch lineup has been, displayed. It's been shown, and it's official, and the prices have been shown as well. So Sony said that games are going to range like anywhere from $10 to $50, and it's kind of depending on the actual like data size of the game, which is kind of odd because there's like some games that are cheaper and some games that are more expensive. So I guess pricing is going to depend on sizes of games. But the official lineup is Escape Plan, PlayStation Network only, Hot Shots Golf, World Invitational, Hustle Kings, PlayStation Network only, Little Deviants, Mod Nation Racers, Road Trip, Super Stardust, Delta, PSN only, Uncharted, Golden Abyss, Wipeout 2048, Army Corps of Hell, Asphalt Injection, Ben 10 Galactic Racing, BlazBlue Continuum Shift Extend, Dungeon Hunter Alliance, Dynasty Warriors Next, F1 2011, EA Sports FIFA Soccer, Lumines Electronic Symphony, Michael Jackson The Experience, Plants vs. Zombies, PSN only, Rayman Origins, Shinobito 2 Revenge of the Zen, Tales of Space Mutant Blobs, PSN only, Touch My Katamari, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and Virtual Tennis 4 World Tour Edition. So those are day one like launch titles right there. And then shortly after that, the launch window as they call it, there's going to be Gravity Rush, MLB 12 The Show, Reality Fighters, Unit 13, Lego Harry Potter, Disgaea 3, Ninja Gaiden, Sigma Plus, Ridge Racers, Silent Hill Book of Memories, and Supremacy MMA. And if you don't know, they did change some of the memory card prices, and it makes them a little bit prettier looking, not as bad as the original prices they had. But 4 gigabyte memory card for 20, 8 gig for 30, 16 gig for 60, and 32 gig for $100. So, and they have some like all these other accessories like starter kits and headsets, cases, typical stuff. So that is the official launch lineup. There's a couple interesting titles in there, but I don't know, I'm not too impressed. And the next article I want to talk about is, I mentioned it last podcast, I think, yeah. And it was about Atlas and how they're kind of teasing their new game release that, they're emailing people and kind of dropping clues every other day about what, like the game starts with a G, ends with this, so on. And they finally announced their title, and it is Department Heaven's 4th installment, Gungnir, which is a strategy role-playing game, and it's the 4th installment in the Department Heaven series. It's going to be released June on the PSP, so that is the title. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, actually, because Atlas already put out 3 Department Heaven games, Nights in the Nightmare, Yugager Union, and Riviera, all on the PSP, so it makes sense that they would finish this off, so I'm actually really excited for this title. But, Atlas leads me into another story. Atlas is a really big tease. They love to tease people. And after they announced this title, they gave another clue. And it says, guess the next game. And it says the game title begins with the letter G, which they already said before. And it says next clue in 2012. So they're being a big tease, and they're going to announce another game apparently in 2012. So that starts with the letter G, so who knows what that could be, but Alice just loves to kind of tease us. So yeah, I have no idea what they could, maybe Girl Lancer, but I don't know. But yeah, that is my news. And I believe Clive has some news.
I do. Okay, are you guys a fan of the Bionic Commando?
Haven't played it.
No? Oh, well, here's a chance. On December 29th, Bionic Commando for the Game Boy is going to be free on the 3DS eShop.
Oh, cool.
On that day only.
What day is that?
the 29th,
Oh.
which I think is, hold on, it's a Thursday,
Yeah.
so a week from today, actually. So I believe it's only going to be one day only, so make sure you guys get that one.
Does it say why they're doing it free for like one day only?
I think it's like, you know, like a Christmas thing, you know, like a holiday offer, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Cool.
I have no idea, and I'm not really going to complain.
I know. Free.
So-
Yeah.
Free is free.
Yeah. So, and let's see, another one I got is the Heavy Rain Move Edition is missing content. You guys hear about this?
No.
No.
Well, it says many people are reporting that the Move Edition of Heavy Rain does not come with everything it's supposed to. The version of the game advertises 4 additional pieces of content, such as the taxidermist trailer, taxidermist chapter, themes, soundtrack, and making of video. Yet some of the people are reporting that it's missing from the disc. It's been an ongoing issue since April this year and has somehow yet to be resolved. Users can get a faulty disc replaced, but they will have to pay shipping fees to get a actual working copy of the game mailed to them. So basically, if you want like a fixed copy of the disc, you're gonna have to pay at least shipping handling cost, which I think is kind of bogus. But the next story I got is Kingdom Hearts 3D is confirmed for the United States and Europe, and they also hinted at Kingdom Hearts 3. So Square Enix has announced at a press release that Kingdom Hearts 3D, which is Dream Drop Distance, the first Kingdom Hearts title for the 3DS, will be released in the United States and Europe sometime in 2012. The game will feature 2 playable characters, Riku and Sora, and you can recruit up to 50 sprites to fight alongside you. A new level is also confirmed from the Hunchback of Notre Dame, as well as the 3 Musketeers. But what the interesting announcement is that they leaked the Kingdom Hearts 3 teaser trailer, you know. So this will actually put an end to the Kingdom Hearts franchise, I think. You guys ever play like Kingdom Hearts games?
No, actually.
1 and 2.
But I'm interested in the Dream Drop Distance, actually.
Yeah. I'm definitely...
I feel like I screwed up on that one because I bought 2, right? And I was just like, oh man, I want to play 1 before I play 2. And then so one day I'm at a yard sale and I see what I think is part 1, right? And so I buy it for like $1, take it home and realize that it's 2. I was like, oh shit, man, now I have 2 copies of 2. And I also have the DS Kingdom Hearts that my friend lent me forever ago, and I haven't even bothered playing it because I want to play them in order, so...
Which DS one do you got? There's like 2 of them.
Oh, I have no idea, man.
There's,
It's over there somewhere.
There's Kingdom Hearts Recoded and Kingdom Hearts 350 Days Over 2.
Yeah, it might be that second one. I'm pretty sure it's that second one there.
Yeah. That one's actually pretty good. The Recoded, it's not really that great. That one actually originated as a cell phone game.
yeah, it was.
They just ported to the DS, so you might want to just skip that one.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
But I've played all the Kingdom Hearts games, and I think the best one has to be 2, seconded by the Birth by Sleep on the PSP. That one was really good too.
Now, if you were to play the whole series in order, which games would you play?
In order, let's see.
Yeah.
You definitely want to start with Birth by Sleep for the PSP, because that's like the first one, in the storyline. I'm trying to remember the actual storyline. I think it goes Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 1, and then the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, then Kingdom Hearts 2, and then sometime before Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the 358 over 2 days. So, and then after that, I think it's Recoded. I don't know. It's
Every
been
time
so.
you say that, I think you're saying retarded.
No,
Can you imagine that? Kingdom Hearts retarded?
no, recoded. So, but I think that's it. So, yeah, it's a crazy storyline. Like if you, I don't know. It's like I played
Yeah.
them all, and I really can't even like remember the actual storyline in detail. And the next news story I got is the Final Fantasy 13-2 is going to get exclusive DLC, but only for the Xbox 360. Square Enix has announced in a press release that the Xbox 360 version of Kingdom Hearts 13-2 will receive an exclusive DLC character, exclusive DLC weapon for the character Sarah. The weapon is called Azrael, and it can only be gotten by the character Cocalina, the merchant in Episode 2 for 80 Microsoft points on January 31st of 2012, and only Sarah can use it. So the PS3 and the PC version is not going to get this weapon, you guys. So,
No, that's lame.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what the weapon actually does, it gives the player a chain bonus when upgraded, and that's it. It just gives the player a chain bonus. So, it doesn't really sound all that special to me, but I'll probably end up getting it anyway.
Yeah.
And the last thing I have here is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom gets free DLC called the Heroes and Herald mode. The new mode, Heroes and Heralds mode for keep saying Kingdom Hearts, for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was released as free download yesterday. This is going to be a casual mode that is going to let the players either fight as the heroes or the heralds of Galactus. While fighting in this mode, players will be able to collect a series of ability cards giving your character enhanced abilities such as super armor, parting, invincibility, moments of increased attack power, extended combo chains, and increasing in hyper combo gauges of that stuff. So, but you guys aren't interested, so it makes me sad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom is cool, man.
I'll get it when it's
It is.
20.
Yeah, see, that's how I feel too. For me, it's a game that I'm not going to pay full price for, but
Yeah.
I do like it.
Well, when you get the game, you get free DLC, so.
Sweet.
Ooh.
That's it. That's all the news I have, so.
I guess that wraps up our news segment.
I know, it's kind of a slow one.
Since it is Christmas time, we thought it'd be a nice idea to talk about some of our favorite Christmas memories, growing up as a kid or whatever. And I guess I'll start things off. And one memory I remember, I never really got a bunch of video game stuff actually for Christmas, which is kind of funny, but I remember one year, it was the year when the Game Boy Advance first came out. And I was like, I had my Game Boy Color, and I was like, man, I really, really want this. And they were showing gameplay footage for Super Mario Kart Super Circuit. I'm like, man, this is awesome. So I asked for a Game Boy Advance for Christmas, and normally, my kind of family, you normally don't want to ask for really expensive stuff. You just kind of keep it, kind of safe and low. But I asked for a Game Boy Advance, and they do that whole thing where on Christmas Eve, my uncle bought me Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm like, oh, I don't have a Game Boy Advance though. And you know how they do that, just to kind of tease you. And I opened up my present on Christmas, and it's a beautiful glacier blue Game Boy Advance, and I'm super happy. I couldn't believe it. So that was pretty awesome. Played Mario Kart all day. Fun time.
Nice.
What about you guys?
I got one that's kind of like your story. I was over at my dad's house for Christmas one Christmas, and before I even opened this gift, he told me, he's like, I don't know if you should open that gift, because if you open this gift, you're gonna know what your mother's getting you for Christmas. And I'm like, okay. And then I just teared open the wrapping paper and opened it up, and my dad got me a brand new copy of Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins. And, I didn't have a Game Boy yet, so I'm just like, okay, cool, I got this game, but no Game Boy. But since my dad said, like, you don't open this present because you'll know what you're getting from your mom. So went over to my mom's house for Christmas, and one of the presents she gave me was the original brick Game Boy, and that was actually my first handheld system. So
That's awesome.
I know I played the Mario like all day that day. I was like, oh, this thing's awesome.
Hell yeah,
One of my favorite games too.
definitely.
Great one.
Well, for me, it's Christmas in 1987, and all I really wanted was a Nintendo. And I remember my parents had all these presents under the tree, and I unwrapped all of them, and I got a lot of really cool shit, but none of it was a Nintendo. Okay, and so I tell my mom, I'm like, it doesn't matter that I got a Nintendo because all this stuff is really cool anyhow, and I'm happy with this. And then she goes into the bedroom and comes out with a Sears bag with the Nintendo action set in it. And so I stayed up until like 3, 4 in the morning playing Mario Duck Hunt. And she had to come out there like 2, 3 times telling me to go to bed. Finally, on the third time she came out, she's like, all right, that's it, you're going to bed. But yeah, that was definitely my favorite Christmas memory by far. That was just amazing.
Okay, so DBZ Budokai 1, it's coming out. And Christmas Eve, we go to our grandma's and open presents from everyone. And then my cousin opens up that game, that package has that game in it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I get it. And then it wasn't there, and at my grandma's. And I was like, so fucking pissed off because that was the game I wanted. I wanted that and nothing else. And well, oh god damn, oh no, I don't, man, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna finish my story. So, it's Christmas Day in the morning. I'm opening stuff up, and I have one last present, and this is all at my mother's house in the morning, and I have one last present, and it looks like a PS2 game, and I open it up, and it's that fucking game. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, and I went into my room, plugged in PS2, booted that bitch up, and yeah, that's another one. So, yeah.
Good.
That makes 5.
It's not doing too bad.
Who cares?
I'm just having some fun with you, Techno. Don't worry about it. Wasn't that always the case though when you were like younger? Like you could just like look at the box or the wrapping paper, and you could just tell what's inside from just the size of the box.
Yeah.
Like I always tell.
But now they always put it in a big ass box, and you don't know what it is. Now with me, anyways.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Did that to me a couple of times.
Did anybody ever unwrap a present and then try to rewrap it?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh.
Yeah, I got so busted, man.
Yeah,
I should have learned how to wrap a present first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys remember they used to sell Crash dummy action figures?
Yeah, I used to have some of those.
Yeah, I remember one time. I was getting the action figure, and I opened up the package to play with the action figure, and those things explode. That's how they were designed.
Right.
And you hit the button and they explode. Well, I lost one of the goddamn arms of the figure. So, and it got closer and closer to Christmas, and like, oh, I was like, I gotta put this thing back in the package. I gotta put it back in the package. Well, like once you take off, like, yeah, I don't know how you guys know how action figures are like packaged, but once you take off the front plastic, that's it. You can't put it back together. You know, it's not like they're glued on there. So like I'm putting this action figure back in the little plastic holder that they put them in, and I'm like with the Scotch tape, and I'm like taping the stupid, the bubble part.
Right.
So, but like I already said, like I lost one of the arms to the action figure, and I put it right back where my mom was hiding that figure. It looks so crappy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to do that all the time too. And this is like
Did you ever find the arm?
No. Are you kidding me? Actually, yeah, I ended up getting a second action figure because I think my mom loses stuff all the time, so she probably thought she lost and ended up buying another figure. So she had something to give me to Christmas. But, oh, I love that. Do you guys have any more Christmas stories?
I remember one year, like,
Trying to think.
when I was really young, this is when the Super Nintendo was still kind of new, like, towards the later. And it's like I still had the Super Nintendo. I don't know why, but I saw this game. I really, really wanted it. But I really wanted Pac-Man 2, the New Adventures or whatever for Super Nintendo. And like, I saw ads for it. I'm like, oh, I want that. Like, I didn't even know much about the game. I was really young. So I asked for it, and, we're opening presents and all that. And so, like, I finished opening all mine, and, like, no Pac-Man or nothing. I'm like, oh, that's okay. And then, like, my dad's like, wait, I think there's one last thing. And he, like, walks off and grabs this bag. It's like, oh, I think Santa forgot this. And then I open it up, and it's Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures, brand new for the Super Nintendo. So I was really happy to get that.
Any more stories? No more stories?
No. Like I said, like, yeah, I really actually don't get a lot of video game stuff. I'm more of like the gift card person where I'll ask for gift cards. Like, yeah, you can give me a gift card to GameStop or Amazon or eBay or whatever. And then I'll buy it myself. I like gift cards.
Yeah, my brother just gave me a gift. Like, we exchanged gifts like no longer than maybe an hour ago, and I got my brother a $50 gift card, and I gave it to him because he's leaving for Christmas with his girlfriend, so he came over early. I gave it to him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And like he gave me his gift to me, and it ended up being a $50 gift card to GameStop. The exact same thing that I gave him. It's so funny. It's
Nice trade-off.
I know, right? So, like, we ended up giving each other the same present.
Yep.
You guys have any, like, favorite Christmas specials or anything?
Go.
Yeah, I was watching this movie last night. Let me look it up, because I don't remember the title.
Forgot the name of it, but I always have to watch this movie, like, every Christmas day. I think it's actually just called The Christmas Story or whatever.
Yeah,
about the family, and he gets, like, that lake for a lamp and all that, and it's like,
yeah.
they go to...
They'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah. It's just called The Christmas Story.
It plays, like, 24 hours, like, a day on Christmas Day. Yeah, it's a classic.
One Christmas movie that I really like is Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. That's a good one.
I've never seen that.
Oh man, you guys got to check that one out. That one is funny. And then there's another one that I just watched last night. Came out back in 2005. It's called Santa's Sleigh, and it has Goldberg as Santa.
Oh,
I've seen
yes.
that one. Yeah.
That one's hilarious, man.
That thing is so bad.
Yeah, it's like a D movie. It's like worse than a B movie. But yeah, there's a lot of killing and biting and just stupid off the wall crap,
Yeah, I made the mistake watching that movie while eating like a burrito. I was like, oh, this is making me sick.
Yeah. pretty ridiculous.
See, one of my favorite Christmas movies is The Christmas Carol with Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You guys seen that version of it?
Yeah, I have actually.
I watch that one every year. I just love Patrick Stewart as an actor. He's like so good.
Yeah, he is good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Watch that one every year. What's your favorite movie, Techno, for Christmas?
I don't know if you would count. I guess you would call it kind of a Christmas movie, but it's also Halloween as well.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Which everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Sonic's
Yeah.
Christmas.
Everyone knows what that
It's a
is.
scary movie.
What? Actually, I do have a Sonic's Christmas thing.
So what's your movie?
It's like one of those specials from Nightmare Before Christmas, I guess. I can't really... I can't get into Christmas Story, so I just I don't know about that movie.
It has a sexy lamp in it, though.
It's classic. There's just a lot of stupid and funny lines, like when he licks a pole and gets his
Licks
tongue
the
stuck.
pole.
Or they go to like the Asian restaurant and they're just rah 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 rah. It's just all the Asian guys singing.
Right.
It's a hilarious movie.
And you guys watch the old, like, stop motion or claymation ones?
Like
Yeah.
Rudolph?
Yeah.
Yeah, old school Rudolph. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
My favorite one is The Year Without a Santa Claus. Because I love Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
And of course, like all the South Park Christmas ones, and Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh, and you got like Simpsons and Family Guy.
Yeah.
All those. Robot Chicken has a really good one. Yeah, all those kind of shows. I like all their Christmas ones, and yeah.
I like the one, the Kiss Save Santa.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's the best line. The best line in that episode is like, "Wait a minute! Everyone knows that pterodactyls hate the screech of a guitar."
Yeah.
That's the best line.
Yep. That was really Paul Stanley too. That was really his voice.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Alright, well, why don't we take a short break? We'll be right back. Gotta put out Santa, cookies for Santa.
Question time!
Beautiful.
Right. Very beautiful.
It's like angels are singing.
I know, that voice would... Oh my god. Alright. Alright, it's question time, so I'm going to start things off with our first question, and this is from Space Pirate, and he asks, what is your best Christmas memories?
Well, I mean, for me, it's definitely the story that I mentioned earlier. Other than that, I mean, they're all pretty good, I think. I mean, for the most part, you get some presents, you give some presents, you eat some food,
Yeah, I kind of answered this question already. The only other thing that kind of pops in my head is I remember, like, trying to put the star on top of the tree, and I was standing on the armrest of this chair, and I ended up pulling down the whole tree.
Oh, it's funny.
No.
And that's for your best. That's your best Christmas memory.
Well, not the best, but it's one that popped in my head, and it's really, really
That
funny.
sounds like something out of like Chubby Chase Christmas or something. Like, have you seen that flick where like
Yeah.
the cat eats the lights on the Christmas tree? That was pretty
Yeah.
good.
But yeah, I pulled the whole tree down and it fell right on top of me. I don't know how. I think I was like 10 or 12 or something like that. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think for me, it was like mentioned before, it was when I got my Game Boy Advance, because I think that was like, I think it was the only time I ever got like a system or something for a Christmas. So that was pretty cool, because, you know, I totally didn't expect it, because I knew it was really expensive, and, you know, normally we don't get those kind of gifts, so I was like, you know, I felt bad kind of asking for it, and totally didn't expect it, and it just caught me off guard. That was pretty cool, and, you know, just like, I really love like every Christmas time. It's just a lot of fun getting together with the family, and there's a lot of great food, especially over here. We have tamales and stuff like that, but it's amazing. So I love the food.
Mm.
Techno.
Oh man, I remember shooting my stepbrother in the eye with a bottle rocket one time at Christmas.
That's your best Christmas memory?
It was funny as hell.
It was best for Techno, but not for his brother.
Jesus. Okay,
we were having a bottle rocket war.
All right. Apparently you won, so.
Yeah. Victory.
Okay. Let's see. Our next question is from Sagata Shintaro. I hope I said that right. And he asks, best Christmas-related game surprise. Mine was Shenmue. And mine was best Shenmue and Snow and the Guy were a great surprise. Guy in Red was the best surprise. I hope he's talking about Santa Claus. But, best Christmas-related game surprise? I think I already answered this. This is the Super Mario Land 2 with the 6 golden coins.
Yeah.
And my Game Boy.
Same here when I got Mario Kart Super Circuit on Christmas Eve. Thought it was really cool.
I do remember one year. It was when the Sega Saturn was really big, and I think the PS1 had just come out. And so I ended up, like, I really wanted the Sega Saturn, and my dad went ahead and said that he would pitch his Christmas money in so we could get one. And I know that's not a game, but, you know, it did come with a few games. And, you know, for me, that was definitely the biggest surprise, you know, other than getting the NES years before that. But, you know, I really didn't think that I was going to get a Sega Saturn. And so, I mean, to have something that played compact disc was outstanding, you know, so.
What games did you get with it?
You know, it was bundled with Sega Rally Championship and, you know, I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. Daytona USA was one of them. Yeah, so it was Daytona USA, Sega Rally Championship, and I think like one more. I mean, so like you got quite a few games with it, you know, for what it was. But yeah, that was definitely a very big surprise. I definitely was not thinking that I was going to get a Sega Saturn that year.
Techno, best Christmas-related game surprise.
Oh, Virtual Cop. That's the other game. Sorry, Techno, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Techno.
I already said it.
Dragon Ball.
I can't really think of any more.
Yours is Dragon Ball.
Oh, I was going to say Virtual Cop because I have that in the sleeve, and I'm thinking that's a lie. It's in the what? Yeah, Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Wasn't Virtual Fighter, like, came with that system too? Alright, our
It
next...
did once, but it was 2,
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
Okay. Okay, the next question is from Chad Smith, and he asks, biggest Christmas disappointment?
I really haven't had a disappointment. I guess, not getting DBZ Budokai 1 at my grandma's, but then all of a sudden that next day I got it at my mom's.
Same here. I've never really had any disappointment. I never really asked for anything too crazy. I just asked for whatever. I was happy with whatever. So I was never really disappointed with anything.
Yeah.
I remember one year, I got the Sega Genesis, and they did this deal that if you bought it for Christmas, not only would they bundle Sonic 1 for it, but you could send away for Sonic 2. And so it took like, I don't even know, man, like 3-4 months to finally get Sonic 2 because they had so much of a back order on that. So that was a little disappointing, but it wasn't like super disappointing or nothing. I still had a Sega Genesis, so I mean it's not all bad,
I can't really think of anything disappointing either, except like maybe I was expecting a gift from somebody and they ended up giving me nothing, but other than that, not really anything. I can't think of anything, so. But our last question comes from Mikey's Monarch, asks, best game to whip out during the holidays? I am asking this because Gamester81 did a review on his Christmas game recently. So best game to whip out during the holidays. Christmas Nights, Into Dreams.
You have that?
I did have that actually, but I recently just sent it to Games of War. We did a trade.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't that all take place on Operation Killscreen? Like behind the scenes there?
The trade?
Yeah, I know you mentioned it to somebody while I was around.
No, that was actually during our Skype call when we were all playing Mario Kart.
That's what it was, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had Christmas Nights Into Dreams, and I mailed it to Games of War, and he's sending me a Spider-Man art book and Superman for the PS2.
Nice.
But yeah, Christmas Nights Into Dreams is a good Christmas game, so.
Blaster, and it was made by a dude on YouTube, and it's for the ColecoVision, and it's phenomenal, man. Like, oh man, I love that game. But yeah, I think that has like a somewhat of a Christmas theme to it, like, or maybe he put it out on Christmas or something. I'm not sure, or maybe there's a Halloween game. I don't even know anymore.
Who knows?
But still, play Ghost Blaster. That's a good one.
How about you guys?
Any of the snow levels from Mario Kart games, and for some reason I love playing snowboarding games during like winter time. It's like, I don't know why, I just love it.
Are you into the SSX series at all?
I was just thinking that.
I have SSX3 on the PS2 and I love that game. I also like apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually a while ago, like a couple of weeks ago, I was playing Ad 3 on the Xbox 360. It's just a lot of fun. It's like a snowbox game where you can just mess around on the mountains and go sledding, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, so I don't know why. Snowboard games always give me like a Christmas vibe. What about you, Techno?
I'd have to say SSX Tricky. The first SSX. I've never played the third one or any of the others. And trying to think of even more, but I usually play Sonic 3 and Knuckles on I forget the stage name.
Ice Cap.
Ice Cap. Duh. I'm stupid. Ice Cap on Sonic 3. Oh, yeah.
Alright, so that's
it for me.
Cool. Alright, that's it. That's all our questions. So, thank you guys. Alright, so that's about it, you guys. We're going to end episode 16 of the Press Start podcast. But first, we just want to thank Mike Sinistermoon for joining us.
Cool, thanks for having me on, guys. I know we've had Clive on quite a few times now, and you guys have had Tim and Holly on already, so I kind of feel like the fat kid that got chose last at dodgeball, but that's okay, you know. But yeah, it's been fun, and yeah, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and everything. So,
Why don't you tell people where they can find you? And again,
well, I'm Sinistermoon on YouTube, and I'm also Sinistermoon on YouTube or Facebook. But and I'm also Sinistermoon13 on Twitter, and I am a part of the Operation Killscreen podcast. So you can find those. You can just do a search for Operation Killscreen, and I guarantee you that you'll find them. So
cool. Yeah, it was really great having you on. So
totally.
where can our fine listeners find you, Dan?
Our listeners can find me at youtube.com/nostalgicdan1. You'll find all of my latest videos. I cover a wide range of videos. I'm really random, so definitely check me out there. I also have a Twitter page, which I do update a lot with gaming-related stuff, and that's Nostalgic Dan on Twitter. I have a Facebook page. If you search Nostalgic Dan, you can like my Facebook page there, which I do update pretty regularly. And you can also follow me on twitch.tv/nostalgicdan, where you can watch me play some random games and just come in and chat with some awesome gamers and have a good fun time. So that is where our listeners can find me. What about you, Clive?
Well, they can find me on YouTube as QuickFreeze4, and that's the number 4. You could also find me on Facebook. If you search for Quick Freeze's Game Room, you can like me on there. I do updates on my videos and, you know, what we're doing for the Press Start podcast. So, yeah, that's where you can find me. What about you, Techno? Where can they find you?
Well, they can find me at youtube.com/MrTechnoSqueek. It's 2 E's, not E and an A, like most people would think. And I'm on Twitter. It's same thing. So yeah, if you want to follow me there, you can. And that's it for me.
Sweet. And for you guys listening to this podcast, obviously you could find us on YouTube as Press Start Pod. You can find us on iTunes if you search for Press Start Podcast. And you can find us on the AverageGamershow.com. We have episodes on there put up by Cody, Don Raiden, and you can actually listen to them there, or you can download them as well. And if you guys have any future questions for any future episodes, you can email us at pressstartpod@gmail.com, and we will answer them for the next available episode. Alright, so we're going to end it, and just want to say to all the listeners, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Winter Solstice. How many are there?
Hanukkah.
There's a lot.
Hanukkah.
Happy everything.
Every holiday that happens in
I don't
December. I know, for Holly, Happy Boxing Day. That's a holiday, so.
Right.
Alright, so.
That sounds kind of dirty, doesn't it?
Happy Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Well, now it does.
What do you put in your box there, Holly? Where is she? She should be on here.
Alright, well, that's it, you guys. Happy holidays. Goodbye. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe.
Later, guys.
Techno, I'm proud of you. You only sweared 5 times this podcast.